Good morning, everyone. I am so glad to be here. I know it's early, but look, we're here and I'm excited. I'm excited. So I hope that you guys are having a wonderful week. We're already on, At Wednesday. I lose count a lot of times. It's already Wednesday. All you have left is Thursday and Friday. Like, y'all have been doing an awesome job this week. You've been killing it. I expect you to keep doing it. Keep doing your best. And it's time to show up and show out. Like, this is what we have this for. Because I know that sometimes it can be where Mondays you start, you're working and it's like you're out the gate of the weekend. So you're rested, hopefully, and you're feeling good. And then Tuesday comes and you're like, okay, all right. And then Wednesday comes and sometimes you have a little slump. This is to get you out of that slump and to make sure that there is no slump. Okay. So here we are. This is, if you didn't know, this is every single Wednesday at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You may be, however it's calculated, wherever you are, that's what time we will be here. So every week. So before we get into things, I want to let you know, first of all, we're going to be talking about gifts today. Gifts and the application of them. Yeah, so we're going to get into that. But before we do, we know we start out with prayer. So that is what we are going to do right now. Lord, thank you for everything that you've done for me and us. Thank you for just waking us up this morning. Thank you for another day to be able to fulfill our purpose and walk in our calling. Thank you for the breath in our lungs. Thank you for the fact that we have a calling. Thank you for the fact that it's not too late to be able to hop back on the train if we fell off. Lord, thank you for grace. Thank you for mercy. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for the fact that we all have gifts and there are people who are waiting and who need those gifts, Lord. Thank you for the fact that we're here to discuss that. Thank you for the fact that we'll be able to take what is discussed and directly apply it to our lives. Thank you for just everything, literally everything that you've done for us. Thank you for being here in this moment. Thank you for occupying the space. Thank you for occupying the people who are the space that people are tuning in from. Thank you for being present. Thank you for just lending an arm and a hand where it is needed. Thank you for just being you. Thank you for just having our backs, our fronts, our sides. Thank you for a roof over our head. Thank you for food to eat. Lord, I could just go on for how grateful we are. We stand in your presence of just wanting to be the highest and best version of ourselves because we know that's how you created us to be and who you created us to be. And we know in you we find our purpose. In you, we find our calling, Lord. So we are here with our arms open wide of just, Lord, what is it? What do you want me to do today? How can I be of service? And let me do it. So, Lord, I ask that you speak to every single one of us on this call, whether it be live, whether it be on the replay, and tap us on the shoulder and let us know how we can be of service today. Just continue to lead us, continue to guide us. And Lord, I just ask that you take over. I ask that you speak directly through me. I ask that you push me to the side. And as I always pray, less of me and more of you, Lord. I want you to occupy this space. Amen. All right. So I am going to put this up. I usually forget to do this, but welcome to Midweek Morning Hour of Power. This should be on there, right? So let's get into our gifts, right? So we know that, and well, I hope you know, but I'm a firm believer that every one of us has gifts, and they can be exchanged for the word talent, gifts and talents. Every one of us has those. But at the same time, I am a firm believer that it's our duty to use those and to identify those, because sometimes it's not as readily identifiable as we would think, right? So you have the kid who is this, how they label them, the prodigies, and we see at 3 years old, he just picks up chess, and we're like, whoa, oh my gosh, he's so good at this. Or math, or science, or, any of those things, right? Of where we identify those things. And then you have neighbors that are telling you that, man, you're really good at this. You're a really good artist. Oh my gosh. And you can draw better than most artists that are in their 50s, right? At 3, at 5, at 10. And people are telling you this, and people are pointing out your gifts. And it's kind of apparent that you have this because you do it way better than anyone else. So we hear about those stories. And sometimes I feel like we start comparing our stories to theirs. And it's hard. And sometimes, I say sometimes it's difficult for us to identify our gifts because we're sitting there expecting it to kind of just like, hey, I'm a gift. You do it better than anybody else. You do it 10 times better than anybody else. And you're expecting it to look a certain way. And because of that, sometimes we gloss over the gifts that we actually have. And so I'm here to tap you on the shoulder and tell you, hey, you need to pay attention, because very as quickly as we can gloss over things and say, oh, that's not a gift. Oh, that's small. That's nothing. That's nothing. As quickly as we can do that, it's as quickly as you can be sitting on that gift, that same gift that you're glossing over. And that is the key to you getting what you're asking for. Some of you guys are sitting on gifts that can make you a millionaire, and you don't even know it because you're too busy looking to your right and to your left and comparing what you have to somebody else's. Okay, well, I think I'm good at this, but I mean, they're better. Wow, they really have a gift. Man, I don't know about mine. This is what we often do. And their gift is their gift to be used how they're told to use it. Your gift is your gift. And it's not something that can be compared. We've got to step back and realize what is in us is what is in us. What is in us hasn't been placed in Sally down the street. What is in us hasn't been placed in Joe. Joe got his own gifts, and you have yours. So that's why I said it's important for us to really dig deep and identify those gifts, identify those things that we're kind of pushing to the side, because this is the other thing. So, um, that I kind of led in with this as far as, the Bible says, um, a man's gift will make room for him, right? But I want y'all to see, okay, we've got this. A man's gift will make room for him and bringeth him before great men. So I wanted to see like the other versions, the other translations, like what are they saying? And so the other translations that I saw, So when we say a man's gift maketh room, other ones said opens doors, opens the way. And then as far as bringeth him before great men, we have leads, grants access to, seats you before. So the thing is that we'll read this and we're like, okay, well, if I tap into my gifts, then sometimes we think that it's like a straight line thing of where, okay, I tap into my gifts. I know that I am supposed to be, all I can do is use me, right? I am supposed to be speaking and I'm supposed to be writing. And sometimes we'll have it where we start doing those things, right? And then we're like, all right, so is it my time yet? It's not my time yet. Okay, great. Great. All right, I'm going to keep doing it. And I'm waiting to be placed before great men. Like, where is it? Where is my time to shine? Just because I use my gift and just because I'm using my gift, then I'm waiting for this aha moment to happen. And then all of a sudden, I am getting what it is that I want. So if I'm asking for or if I'm seeing myself, right? So y'all know, I have my vision for myself, right? And the visions that I've been given is that me talking on stages, right? In front of thousands of people. So here we are. It could be where, okay, I identify my gift, I'm doing it. So when is my time to speak on stages? Okay. And I'm pushing that. And I'm expecting it to be a direct connection. Like me using my gifts and me utilizing my gift is going to lead me directly to there without any type of, we're not derailing it. We're not going this way. We're not going, it's a straight direction and a straight line to where it is that I want to be. And sometimes we get discouraged of where it's like, well, I'm doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm not getting to where I want to be. And goodness, this is taking a long time. And how much longer is it going to take? And it's not looking the way that I want it to look. And that's one thing that we have to be careful of it looking the way that you want it to look, because oftentimes it doesn't. That's just is what it is. So, and in doing that, in thinking that it's supposed to look a certain way, it will keep you from utilizing your gifts right where you are. And it also that leads into you glossing over the gifts that you have. So there was somebody that I talked to, right? One of my clients that we identified one of her gifts is being humble enough to ask questions, being inquisitive, being an active learner and wanting to learn. And her optimism is one of her gifts. Her enthusiasm is one of her gifts, right? So the way that she's crafted, those things are her gifts. Those things are her superpowers. And not saying that those are the only things that she has, because she's extremely intelligent. And there's other things that align with that are her gifts, but those are the things that we have pointed out. And one of the things that she said was like, wow, I didn't even realize that was a gift. But that is what we do. And there's been another person that I spoke with that's good at connecting people, right? That's a gift. You being able to connect people and put this person here, put this person there, and oh, you need this? Oh, okay, I got you. You got it. Look, let me give a call. That right there is a gift. And the same thing was said. I didn't know that was a gift, because we are looking for it to be something that, man, I am excellent at, right, playing basketball. I'm excellent at playing football. I'm excellent. I got on the drums and then all of a sudden I'm just doing my thing. And man, I'm just great. That is what we're expecting, because for some reason, I don't even know. I guess it's been kind of ingrained of where this gift thing that we have is one, something that is, it stands out. And then two, it's something that comes easy to us all the time. And one, I want to be clear about this. That's not necessarily the case. Just because it's a gift does not mean that the moment you pick it up, it's like, whoa, man, you are so much better than everybody else. It doesn't always play out that way. So I want you to know that you can have a gift, and it can be something of where your gift is embedded in your passion, right? You're so passionate about it. It's just something that calls you to it. It's just like, man, I really, really like this. I like it. I like it, but I'm not that good at it. And that's okay. Because the thing is that you picking that up and understanding that that's something that you're passionate about, that's something that's been laid on your heart to do, the more you do it, the better you will get. And in that, you developing your gift, you are going to now receive more. And I, actually, there is a, y'all, in that, something just hit me because I'm like, hold up, hold up, hold up. There is a verse that that says that, and I'm just gonna quickly try to find it. If I can't find it quickly, then I'll come back to it. But oh, bear with me, y'all. Let's see if it's on. I thought I had written it down. But apparently I didn't. But no, I'm not gonna keep looking for it. It may come to me later. But either way, the more that you're using your gifts, right, the better that you will become. So that's sometimes of where our gifts actually have to be developed, right? And just because it has to be developed doesn't mean that that's not a gift. So then we have other times, like I said, that they're identified in all of, we've got these gifts that really stand out. And then there will be other times where we've got these gifts that don't really seem like much, but when you add them with the other gifts that we have, that's where the magic happens, right? So that's why I'm like, identifying your gifts is crucial, because the thing is that we can be thinking that it's one thing. And again, I use me, right? So if it's where I'm focused on speaking, and I'm focused on writing, because I know when I close my eyes, I'm before those thousands of people on stage, and it's like, man, whoa, that's where my gift is going to take me. So if I keep speaking, this is what's going to happen. And if I only focused on those things and I didn't pick up on the less identifiable goals, wow, gifts, then the thing is that I wouldn't be using them now right where I am. And that would do me a disservice. And really everybody else that I'm supposed to be standing in front of and talking in front of, if I'm not using those gifts. And so one of the things that I've identified is that I'm good with connecting with people. Like that wasn't ever something that I really thought about, that was a gift. I am good at breaking down complicated information and now delivering it. in a way and in a manner that people can understand and can grasp and now directly apply to things in their life. So there are different things that I've identified as, oh, that's a gift. That's something that comes naturally to me. And that's what I mean for the third one, as far as sometimes gifts come in that, of where it's not something now where it stands out. It's not something where you have to be, or you would be like 10 times better than somebody else, but it's something that comes naturally to you. It's something that you don't really have to put much effort into. It's something that just happens. It's like the person that's good at connecting people, they genuinely enjoy connecting people. It's just like, well, I mean, people have different gifts. Like I'm glad to sit there and be able to connect this person who has a need to somebody who has that gift or who has that talent. I am glad to support and to fuel other people's businesses and connect them. And it's something that comes naturally to that person. It's something that is kind of ingrained in them and who they are. And it's something that they enjoy. So it's different things that we can be asking ourselves and trying to understand more and developing our gifts. So what are the things that you're passionate about? What are the things that come natural to you? What are the things that you would do and you didn't even have to get paid for? Um, yeah, so those are things that you can be asking yourself to kind of understand, okay, well, what are mine? What are my superpowers? But the other thing that I want to highlight, right, is when we are talking about our gifts and bringing them before great men, right? And us thinking that there is just kind of this direct connection. This will lead us sometimes to, like I said, not utilize the gifts right where we are. So I'm going to give you an example because I was listening to Ken Honda, right? And if you haven't heard of him, then just Google him and or YouTube him. And he talks a lot, and I really have immense respect for him, and I really like his perspective because he's a financial person, right? So it's money, and he's logical. However, he blends that logic with, I would like to say, spirituality, but it's it's more so of the flow. It's more so of the surrender. It's more so of the being kind. It's more so of the giving, and then you receive kind of attitude. And that's why I say spirituality, because that's exactly what is tied up in there. But he blends those things so beautifully. So if you haven't heard of him, Google him. But he was talking about an example of one of his students, and the guy, I don't think he said his name, but he sold insurance, right? And so he's in the insurance business, but he's not doing well. And he's like, I'm trying to get some money. I'm trying to get some sales. I'm trying to get myself out there. Like, how can I do this? And just one random day, like he walks up on this lady's house, and she's like, no, you selling this? No, thank you. But her dog came to the door and kind of gravitated toward him, right? And because he likes dogs and he's good with dogs, he sits down and he's like, hey, he's playing with the dog. And she notices that. And the thing is that a lot of times with dog owners, they know that if their dog is gravitating towards someone, then that person is good. It's good with my dog. It's good with me, right? So she lets him in after that. And then he ends up selling insurance to her. And not only that, she was like a prominent figure in the neighborhood. So basically, whoever she bought insurance from, everybody else in the neighborhood was going to buy insurance from. So that led to many other things. And one of the things that he ended up doing after that was joining this like dog club because he enjoys dogs and he has a gift in that, and being able to soothe them, and being able to connect with them and being able to train them. So that's one of the things that he did. And now in that club, honey, he is the go-to person for insurance. But this is what I mean as far as and this is what I think is not really focused on in the verse, as far as a gift will make room for you and put you before great men. So you've got to utilize your gifts right where you are, even if it's not looking the way that you want it to look. So in doing that, and as far as the guy utilizing his gifts right where he was, where did that take him? Where did that, even though it may not have looked the way that he thought it would look, because he probably has, other gifts. It may be where, I mean, because he's in an insurance business, right? So maybe he's good at sales, but the sales were not clicking in what he was doing, the way that he was doing it. It wasn't clicking. Like, I'm trying to sell you insurance, you're not buying. I thought my gift was sales. I thought I had a way with people. I thought I could talk to people and be able to get them to buy. So why isn't this working in this space? But that's why I said understanding your gifts and being able to use them on top of other ones. So knowing the culmination of your gifts, like what are all your gifts and how can you utilize them right now today? So in combining this thing, so if he had a gift in sales, but also combining the fact that he's good with dogs and actually using that and expressing that and working in that gift, that has now connected him. And so now he has this thing of where it's like it becomes a superpower, because who else is doing, I mean, that is what makes us different. And that's why I'm like, it we can't compare. You cannot compare your gifts to somebody else. That is what makes you different. The using all of your gifts, one, nobody's going to use them like you. Okay? So it could be somebody else that has a gift at speaking, but you're not going to speak like me. There could be somebody else that has a gift of connecting with people, but you're not going to use them with me. There could be another person that has a gift that of, I don't know, being able to break down information and deliver it in a way that people can understand. But the thing is, you're not going to do it like me, because your gifts look differently than mine. Aside from the fact that you're not me and I'm not you, so it's going to already be different. But then on top of that, all of your gifts are not all of mine. I have a combination of gifts that looks totally different than your combination of gifts. And me utilizing my combination of gifts, nobody can do that. Nobody can do that. You utilizing your combination of gifts, nobody can do that. And you utilizing your combination of gifts will place you in front of the people that you need to be placed in front of. So I don't care whether you're doing something that's totally opposite than what you thought you were going to be doing, or you're not quite where you want to be. If it's where, you're seeing yourself in a different position than where you are right now. You're like, man, I want to be working at this job, doing this. Like, I thought by now I would be a CFO. I'm not there yet. Oh man, but I'm good at this thing. I am good at finances. I'm good at that. So why am I not here? Keep using the gifts that you have. Keep using them as a group right where you are. And the more that you do that, the more you start moving, and you'll find yourself being placed in front of people that you couldn't even have placed yourself in. You couldn't even have thought this. but it's wrapped in your gifts. Everything that you want, everything that you're desiring is wrapped in that pretty little box of your gifts. But it is up to you to open it. And it's up to you to figure out, okay, what gifts apply to me? What things can I use right now, right as we speak? Chances are you can use all of them. And it may be on a different level than what you thought, but that doesn't make them, that doesn't negate what they are. That doesn't negate the fact that you can use them right where you are. So I don't want us to get caught up in the fact that it doesn't look the way that we want it to look. And I'll give you another example that he gave. So it's another person that was selling insurance, and she wasn't doing as well as she would have wanted. But uh, what is this? Sorry, y'all. So she wasn't doing as good as she wanted. But one of the things that she did enjoy was cooking. So there we go. That was the second thing. If you're passionate about something, and so she's passionate about cooking. She enjoys cooking, and so she started doing cooking classes and inviting people over and doing these things. And in the midst of doing that, I mean, she's telling them what she does, and they are buying from her, and we're buying from her. And it got to the point of where she started doing these cooking classes, and they were doing kind of so well, um that she ended up quitting her job. She ended up quitting insurance, right? But the thing is, and now she's doing the thing that she wants to do, and it led into that. Her tapping into her gifts not only supplied her, her lifestyle, and allowed her to do the thing that she's supposed to do, or to fulfill, her purpose and her calling. It fueled that. So it fueled, and it gave her money in this area to now go and be able to do this thing that she's supposed to be doing. And I can even use myself for an example, right? So it's the same thing with me. In me doing, y'all know I do real estate, right? So in fact, ha, my share said it. So that just happened. But I'm in real estate. But my what would you say, my calling is in what I'm doing right now, right? And speaking about what I'm doing right now. And that's kind of the way that the place that I'm going. So, but me utilizing my gifts right where I am in real estate, that has been able to now supply me and take care of all my family's needs, my needs, and allow me to now be able to come over here and start building this up, right? And so if I were not utilizing my gifts, as if I wasn't being able to, I mean, if I didn't identify the fact that I'm good at connecting with people, I'm good at encouraging people, yeah, right? I'm here. So I'm good at motivating people. I'm good at communication. I'm good at communicating with people, whether it be through writing, whether it be through speaking. And so, and I'm good at breaking down, like I said, complicated information. Although in my head, when I close my eyes, I'm speaking in front of thousands of people, and I'm speaking on these type of topics, right, that we're doing right now. If I were to limit myself to that, of just like, okay, so that's what I'm going to be doing, and that's where I'm using my gifts, that's where I should be using my gifts, then that would detract from me over here in real estate being able to effectively serve the people who's been brought to me. I'm doing them a disservice because I'm waiting to use my gifts for when I get to here, when it matches what I see in my head. That's why I said there's a lot of people here that are sitting on gifts that can make them a millionaire. There are people here that are sitting on gifts that will lead right to their desires if they only tap into them and that they only use them and let go of the fact that it doesn't look the way that I want it to look. Because if you use it right now, I'm telling you that's going to supply everything that you need, and it will put you in front of people. And the thing is, in utilizing my gifts, y'all, I don't know if you know, but in 2019, in November, I know I've told this story before, but some of you guys are new. In 2019, in November, I was told to stop marketing, right? So Lord tapped me on the shoulder, was like, shut everything down, shut it down. I'm like, what the heck? What? Shut it down? What you mean? So, but I ended up following and I shut it down. And honestly, I haven't marketed since. But I haven't marketed, but I tapped into my gifts. So the thing is that when people are brought to me, I service them, right? So, and it's not to say, because I've dropped the ball before, but when you drop the ball, you learn from it. You make mistakes, you learn from it. But when they come to me, then that's when I'm utilizing my gifts. I'm connecting with them on a different level. I'm figuring out what it is. Where can I serve you in other places of your life? Uh-oh, I'm picking up on some fear. Let's talk about it. Uh-oh, I'm picking up on some doubt. Let's talk about it. These things aren't just reserved for when I get to that point. These things aren't just reserved for when I'm speaking in front of thousands of people. Your gifts aren't reserved for when you make it. Your gifts are how you make it. So utilizing those things, no matter where you are, if you are a secretary, if you are doing video, if you're on YouTube doing videos and you're like, look, ain't nothing paying. I don't see how this is going to work. Keep using your gifts, keep giving your gifts, because it says right here, your gifts will make room for you. And that's one of the things, making room for you there's different ways that this can happen. And for me, using my gifts, it supplies me to be able to now go and work this. But at the same time, this over here, real estate is not dying down. And that's the beautiful thing about it, is that when you tap into those things and you're not limiting yourself of just like, okay, when I close my eyes, I just see this. So that must just be it for me. And that must be just where I'm supposed to utilize my gifts. If you just stop that, it's great to have a vision, but sometimes, and you will see, your vision is kind of limited to what it actually is. So we have that vision and we know that, okay, just know that this is a part of things. This isn't the whole thing. What you're seeing is not the entire story. That is not the end all be all. So know that in utilizing your gifts here, no matter where you are, that is going to explode. That is going to expound. That is the thing that is going to make room for you. And it can be room in your finances. It can be room for you to move. It could be room for you to meet other people. It looks differently, but just digging deep into those gifts and utilizing your gifts, that is the thing that is going to start moving you. And that's where we get, and that's why I like the other translations of where it says leads you to great men, right? Bringeth you before, that's the one that we're familiar with, but grants access to these great men. That is the thing. Your gifts are the key. So you utilizing those and not putting them in a box where they should look a certain way, where you would have to be in a certain position to be able to utilize them. Stop limiting yourself and just use them right where you are. Start honing in on your gifts, because that's the other thing. No matter where you are, no matter if it's where you've got this gift that comes innate to you, and as of right now, you're better than most of the people. That don't matter. That does not mean that now you stop there. And it's like, oh, this thing comes to me, so I don't really need to develop it. I don't need to hone in on it. I don't need to be using it often. That's not how it works. This is still something that you can have to continually work on. So this is why I'm saying right now, use it now, even though it may not look the way that you want it to look. Because the thing is if you're using it now, if you are honing in on your skills now, imagine when you're put in front of those people. Imagine when you get that position. Imagine when you're speaking on those stages. Imagine when you have millions of YouTube followers, subscribers. That's when you don't want to be, you don't want to be just fresh in identifying your gifts at that point and just like, oh, now I've got to work to be able to hone and develop them. You don't want to be developing, we need to be at that certain level. So in order to get the level of our gifts needs to match what it is that where we are. So if you're seeing yourself as a CFO, then that means right here, and you being the I don't know, like whatever, the analyst, right? You being in the analyst position, then honey, don't rush it. Don't rush this thing. This is time for you to develop your gift. So then now, when you get to that position, you are the most effective CFO there is. I've been working on my gifts. I've been preparing for this place that I knew I was going to be in. And that's what you have these visions for. That's why you have these things that you're closing your eyes and you see yourself somewhere, because it's time now for you to start preparing for that. And that's another component of faith. As far as I see this thing, it's not happening right now, but I know that it will happen. And so since I know that it will happen, I'm preparing myself right now for it. And a part of you preparing yourself right now is using your gifts, because you know the gifts that you have right now, you're going to be using there. That is your duty. That's your duty. I mean, we've got parables in the Bible. We've got the talents, right? One had 5, the other had 2, and the other one had 1. And then we have it with a 5. Okay, so I'm going out and I am going to use these things. And he now multiplied it. The one who had 2 multiplied it. And then the one who had 1 said, oh, shut. I don't know if I'm going to get another one. So I'm going to go ahead and dig it, because the thing is that when he comes back, when the person comes back and he asks me for it, I can say, I did not lose it. I still have it right here. Let me dig it up. I sat on it. And then, so imagine you being in front of God, right? And he's asking you, okay, what did you do with the gifts and talents that I gave you? And you're like, wait, I knew you gave it to me. And so because you gave it to me, I sat right on it. And I guarded it with all my might. And he's like, that's not the purpose of it. What I gave you, you are giving gifts to now go out and use them. There are people who need your gifts. That's why you have them. So there are things, and in you using them, it goes back to give and you shall receive. When you give of your gifts, one, not only you're getting, I'm not going to say more of it, but it seems like more of it because they're becoming developed, right? And so you get better at it. It becomes easier. And then you take a step higher because you're growing in your gifts. So it seems like you're getting more, but I don't want you to think that you're actually getting more. But they become aware it's seeming like it's multiplied, but that's because you're giving and now you're receiving. You're giving of your gifts, but the only way that you get there is if you give, if you use them. And the only way that you can use them is if you identify them. So no matter if they look small, no matter if they seem big, no matter if it's where It doesn't look like somebody else's gift. It's, theirs is better than mine. It doesn't matter. So let that go. Let that go. Let that go. Your gift is your gift. Nobody can do it like you. You were created this way for a reason. You have that culmination of gifts for a reason. Nobody else has those specific gifts in the way that you have them. So let that go. Nobody is you, and you aren't anybody else. So let's just dead that right now. So, but no matter how it looks and no matter where you are, know that you can use them right where you are right now, today. And it is imperative for you to identify them. Identify them, use them, give them. Be the person who had the 5 talents. Be the person who had the 2. Go out, and now I am using them, and thus I am multiplying it. I'm increasing my chances, and I don't want to say chances because it's like guarantee, right? I am increasing that guarantee, and I'm moving in that direction of being placed in front of these people because I am working on me. That is the thing, and that's the part that I really want you guys to take home and apply to your own situation, is that I've got to work on me. That is like the most important thing that you can possibly do. And there's times that sometimes we think we get the position because we know so much. We think we get the position because somebody knows someone. And although that could happen, right? Somebody knows someone and they didn't even meet you, but because off the strength of them knowing that person, they now hired you. But I want you to know that there are certain things in place here, because the things are, if you weren't utilizing your gifts, then that person wouldn't have recommended you first. And then 2, this person, this boss has now hired you. You know, the way that you stay there is utilizing your gifts. So a lot of times we sit there and reach exterior wise, of where we're sitting there like, oh, I've got to know more. I've got to learn more. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. I've got to prove that I'm worthy to be here. I've got to do that. When that all is wrapped up in you, if you would only focus on yourself and how can I better serve the people that are coming to me? How can I better serve my clients? How can I better serve my customers? How can I better serve myself? How can I be a better person? If only we looked interior, inside, rather than chasing the exterior things, we would be way better off. The things are not always outside of you. It's in you. So if only you would work harder on yourself. There's so many places for you to go. But we're going to have to turn that lens. We're not looking outside, and we're not seeing what we need to do outside. We're seeing what we need to do inside. And that starts with identifying y'all's gift. You need to identify your gifts. Take inventory of them. What are the things that come easy to you? What are the things that come naturally to you? What are the things that you're passionate about? What are the things that you can do when just because this makes me happy? What are the things that you would do even if you weren't paid? What are the things that you find yourself reading about? What are the things that you're just involved in? When you volunteer, what do you do? What do people come to you for? What do they say? Hey, I got to ask you a question. What are the questions that they're asking you? These are the things where we're going to have to start asking ourselves to be able to identify what are the things that I've been given that I can now use. So then now when I'm being questioned about it and I'm in front of God, I can say, look, you gave me these, you gave me this, and I know exactly what you gave me. And guess what? I use them all. I used every single one of them. but you can't use it if you don't know it. So I'm going to end on that note. If you guys, if any of you are having difficulties identifying your gifts, let me know. If any of you are, have now I've identified them, I know kind of what my gifts are, but how can I utilize it in this space? If you're wondering how you can do that, let me know. That is something. So that's my gift. One of my gifts is helping other people identify their gifts. If there's something that I'm good at listening. I mean, the other things that I said, I'm good at listening, and I'm good at picking out talent. I'm good at identifying gifts. I'm good at seeing people for how I don't even want to say how they are, but who they've been created to be. I'm good at seeing that, even when the other person can't see it. I'm good at picking that up. So if you need help, let me know, y'all. And we can get on it, because this is one thing. Like, y'all not about to be joining me every Wednesday, and y'all don't know y'all gifts. One. And then two, if you do know it, it ain't gonna be where y'all joining me every Wednesday and you're not utilizing your gifts, and you're not using them, and you're not giving them, and you're not working to become the highest and best self that you can possibly be. That just doesn't, I don't operate like that. So if there's anything that I can do in helping you on this journey, I am here. I am here. So please use me. Allow me to use my gifts so that we can sit there and have it where you're using your gifts. It's a domino effect, y'all. That's how it works. So use me. So then when I'm in front of God, I'm like, look, I use everything that you gave me. And you can now say the same thing. So use me, y'all. I am here, and I appreciate you guys joining me. Like I said, some people, it's really early. So for some of you guys, it's around lunchtime now, and I know you hungry. So look, I appreciate it either way, whether you join live or on the replay. And I will see you guys next Wednesday. Like I said, we do this every single Wednesday, every morning. All right, because I'm in Eastern Standard Time, so 6 a.m. But just okay, I have I'm sorry, y'all. My bad. Y'all know y'all gotta work with me because I haven't been looking at the comments. I'm sorry. So before I leave, I'm gonna go through these comments. But one of the questions, and I don't know why it's so small on my screen. Okay. How do we connect with you to discuss what may be our gifts? One, I'm glad you enjoyed this. But how you can connect with me, you can DM me. You can send me an email. So my email address is, I can actually put it here, but I'll put it up there. But it's C, as in, my first name, my first initial, C as in cat, Christina, dot Thomas. So THOMAS at, and this is where it gets tricky, infinite, like the infinity sign. So Infinite Blessings Realty. And realty is REALTY.com. So you guys can connect with me there. You can send me an email. Probably the easiest way is because I'm live on Facebook. YouTube, you would have to use my email. But on LinkedIn, you can send me a direct message, and we can go from there. Like, you guys know, I went into coaching, and that was not something that I was really thinking about. But it just happened. I opened it up for people, and it was something that I opened up, not expecting what actually happened. And it kind of blew me away. And not only that is I thought it would not be something that I really liked, but it's something that I truly enjoy. Um, I enjoy, like I said, that's one of my gifts is connecting with people. One of my gifts is encouraging people and pulling out that talent and the gifts that people have. And then the other gift is seeing people how they've been created to be. I already see the highest and best version. That's one of my gifts. So being able to do that and have it where I'm working with people to identify their calling and then not only identify it but to walk confidently in it, man, oh my goodness, y'all, my wheels be turning. It is like right on for me. And the people that I have as clients now, they've experienced success. We're on this journey together, and it's just beautiful being able to see them blossom. And so, y'all, I want to help more people. Like, I honestly want to help more people. So if you are like I said, if it's something that you want to that you're struggling with, if you're having troubles identifying your gifts, identifying your calling, if there's something that you feel like you're being led to do, but you're not sure if it's you or if it's God, if you're kind of confused, you're overwhelmed, whatever it may be, I'm here, y'all. I'm here. So connect with me. Identify, use, give gifts with no comparisons. Yes, those. Thank you so much, y'all. Say thank you for highlighting these things. It just like the way that she outlines this is so awesome. But yes, these are the points. These are the points that I want y'all to take away. And thank you so much. I am glad y'all enjoyed this. Good. So we're going to take this and we are going to use it, right? We're going to use it because this is the purpose of these meetings, right? Of these sessions. Y'all, look, multitasking is not my thing. That is not my ministry and that is not my specialty. Okay. So just like I know my gifts, I know the ones that aren't mine either. So being yourself, using your gifts, that is the secret sauce. The secret sauce is in you. You are the secret sauce. All you got to do is be more of you. Isn't that the easiest job? That's it. We complicate stuff so much, and we'll have it where we think we have to do so much to be able to prove and to be able to do this and be people to be able to see that, oh, we're good people. You ain't got to do nothing. You ain't got to do none of that. All you got to do is be yourself. Be you. That's it. Good morning. Good morning. So y'all know I am going to write back to all of these comments because y'all know I do this. I get off of here and I go straight to the comments. So I'm going to leave on this. Sometimes gifts are so natural and come so easily that they're taken for granted. Yes, that is a thing. Use your thing, your gift, that thing that you're like, oh, I didn't even think that was a gift. That's a gift. That is a gift. And you using those things and putting those together in that package is the package that nobody else has. Other people may have different gifts that are within that package, but nobody has your complete package. Nobody has everything that you're working with. It is distinct and it is special to you. It is unique to you. That's why we've got to identify these things so we can work in it. All right. So excellent session. Thank you so much. And I will be with you guys next week. Remember, connect with me. I am always available through DM. You can email me c.thomas@infiniteblessingsrealty.com. And that's it, y'all. Okay, so let's use our gifts. Let's not sit on them. If you've been sitting on them, let this today be the last day. We're done with that. All right, let's use them. All righty. So I will end there. I'll talk to you guys next week. Same time, same place. Bye.